Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have more Dawn Drop resistance of the radiance of the sunlight of whatever the hell this demo is. JP the Third, VenusNow.com, and we have the clearly still damp and in her underwear Celeste here to deal with, so what do you say? Let's just go ahead and jump right in. I open my eyes instinctively to reply, but as I do, my voice gets caught in my throat as I see a half-naked Celeste with her legs crossed sitting on my couch. Press the button. At this point, my will is almost broken because of the fact that a busty female is sitting plainly in front of me wearing only her underwear and thigh-high socks. A strange situation, but one I slowly find myself beginning to enjoy. While I felt I should do something about it, I suppose in reality, it was I who allowed this stripper into my home, so while I could scrutinize her, it might just be better to enjoy the view. Wow. His morality between first girl and now certainly shifted. After all, it's not every day where you get to see a woman with a large bust, thin waist, and thick thighs relaxing on your couch with only her socks and underwear. I might as well make the best of it. Yeah, it almost like it was made especially for you to enjoy the specific moment along with an audience that is certainly not watching your activities right now. This mindset, though, worries me slightly. Hurry up. Is there something the matter, Dimitri? Are you worried about me getting cold from being like this? I'm sure that thought was somewhere in the crevices of my mind, but no, I'm actually more curious to know why you're sitting like that on my couch. I could have sworn I said I'd get you some clothes to wear. Oh, well, I thought about it a bit, and I realized I don't want to burden you more than I already am as your guest. No one likes a high-maintenance guest after all. So I figured it would be easier if I stayed like this while we chat and my clothes dry. Much simpler, yes? There's a lot of things wrong with that mindset, Celeste. Like, a lot. You understand what I'm trying to get at? So let's uncross her legs and cross them again as she enters a deep state of thought. The motion itself sends a tingle up my spine, which was made worse by the fact that she crossed her arms under her breast, lifting them up by... Okay, yeah, she's doing this on purpose. Got it. Thank you. It justifies it a little bit, but at the same time, it really doesn't. There were other ways that you could get this sort of fan servicey crap out there about this character without it being this blatant, but at least it's not there. Oh well. Like I said, the situation went from bad to worse or from good to better, depending on what stance I want to take, but as it stands right now, it's better to just avert my eyes. As I do so, a cold chill reminds me that I'm also wet, and I'm standing in the open air with very wet clothes, which causes my body to tense up and eventually make my way to the bathroom. As I grab her clothes and mosey on to where my dryer is, I hear a sharp aha. Now this could mean she finally understands what I was getting at, or it's something else completely different. It's something completely different. The mysteries never cease with Celeste after all, or at least that's what I've learned so far. Could it be that you feel uncomfortable with seeing me like this? Oh my gosh, she may actually get it. I throw my clothes into the dryer and started before walking back into my living room. At this point, I was out of mental energy to be tactful or to find creative alternatives to say things, so I sit down in the chair across from the couch Celeste was on and put my hands together, taking a deep breath before speaking. No, it doesn't make me feel uncomfortable seeing you like that, but I still don't think a lady should be so nonchalant about being as unclothed as you in front of a man she just met. Oh, could it be that me being like this is too stimulating for you? Well, let me put it this way. You're very petite with big breasts and thighs that make me want to hug sizable leg mass. What do you think? Actually, I don't know what you're going to say, so I'll answer your question. Yes, it's a bit overstimulating, but it also makes me question you as a person to present yourself like this so easily. I see. Well, I honestly don't mind as long as it's a private place. I would never look like this in a public place. Dear me, no. But I felt that I could trust you. See, this is that bullshit I was talking about. Just come out and tease him sexually. Just do it, and then call him on his bullshit or something. Don't. Moving on, I could rant on that for a while. I'm not, but I do have a very distinct problem of, oh ho, I get to sit around in my bra and panties teasing you, and I'm just gonna play the innocent little waifu instead of being an adult and knowing what the hell you're doing. It's that kind of writing style that really annoys me, but what can I say? That's a me thing. But I felt I could trust you enough, plus I felt at ease that I just sort of did it. So far though, you've proven me right about trusting you. I can see how hard you are trying to hold yourself back. What a gentleman, just... Hey, don't look there. What sort of trust thing is this? That doesn't make any sense. You just find random guys and, you know what? Fine, I'll go with it. Don't blame me if anything happens though. Nothing will. I like to believe that I'm a pretty good judge of character. Although, I'll keep in mind next time to bring an extra set of clothes in case a situation like this arrives. That was me catching my breath. I was going a little too fast there. But, it brings to mind, this is the dichotomy of the writing. It can't square this circle. It can't. It's trying so hard, but it can't. I'm a pretty good judge of character, so right now I'm going to sit right here soaking wet in my bra and panties and crossing my legs so that it titillates you, and knowing that it titillates you. I don't think you'll do anything, but just in case, next time I'm over at your house, I'll bring an extra set of clothes. Because why not? Let me just come out and say it. It's the weird sexualization and non-sexualization of the character that's getting to me. It's the character is doing all of this sexual stuff without her having any real sexual knowledge. I'm sorry, but at this point, no. Either if she doesn't know what she's doing, then her first innocuous thought should be, let me put some clothes on. Not, when the next time I'm over your house, I'll have to bring an extra set of clothes with me. I'm sorry, but no. And if you're going to sexualize a character like this, have them have some sexual knowledge. Don't just have them be an idiot and not know what they're doing and just go with the flow like this and, oh, I'm just so innocent. I'm just going to peel my clothes off right here and you'll be a gentleman right as I sit on your couch just with my legs splayed open. That kind of stuff is just... It's the dichotomy and it's strictly for the audience. It's trying to shove in fan service without being honest about the characters, and that, just be honest. She's trying to get his attention. For whatever reason, she's that easy. Where, hey, she sees a guy, she likes him, drag him back to her place, and hey, let's go ahead and I'm gonna just test you and see if you put up with my bullshit. Okay, put the cards on the table. Don't play this game of it's just an innocent character and she's so pure and innocent, but also she can be a little naughty if you put your mind in the right place. Just don't do that. Wait, next time? What next time? Of course. We're friends now after all, and friends visit each other frequently. I never agreed to this contract. Do you think just because you have your boobs out you can just manipulate me into agreeing to anything you want? Sorry to say, but I'm not buying what you're selling. Oh no, I know you're much more interested in my legs, Dimitri, you scoundrel. Besides, are you really going to deny a maiden that you've seen naked her right to be your friend? See what I mean? Are you going to slap away my hand in friendship after I've exposed myself to you? That's an apples and oranges kind of thing. There was a small smile on Celeste's lips as she spoke. It is almost unrecognizable, but if you have an eye for details like me, it's definitely there. At this moment, I've realized that I was being played the whole time and that maybe she isn't as airheaded as I originally thought. In fact, she could be shockingly cunning and manipulative. No, there's nothing manipulative about any of that because none of that makes sense. I mean, what is she holding over your head? The fact that she willingly stripped in front of you? There's nothing cunning about that. In fact, you're holding all the cards. Just because an anime girl says something with a dark look on her face doesn't make her cunning or manipulative. Interestingly enough, though, compared to when I left to dry her clothes, the look in her eyes had changed completely from when we met in the rain. It isn't the kind of change you get from a shift in mood either. It's almost like she's a different person now. Her stare holding a different weight than it did before. In fact, it felt like I was actually going to be murdered, which isn't a pleasant feeling, I thought. Fine, it's not like I dislike you or anything, so I guess we can be friends. So, friend, what is it you wanted to talk about? Oh, right. Well, you see, you both like helping people, right? So I wanted to know what compels you to help others. Self-gratification? Do you want to balance out your karma with good deeds? This is just bullshit. Bullshit. I'm sorry. I know I'm skipping some things here, but if you've seen an anime and in the last 20 years, you know where this characterization is coming from. I'm not going to sit here and burn my voice out over stuff that everybody knows. You're quite prudish, aren't you? Maybe you prefer it if I did something like this. Oh, stop it. Look, are you trying to seduce me or what? I've had a busy school life to begin. I have a busy school life to begin, and I can't spend time having flings with random women. Especially if it seems like they throw themselves at any guy that they come across. I'm trying to have an actual conversation and answer your question, but it seems like you're not interested. Wow, is this role reversal? I need to take a minute to process this. In my mind, just ascended as I gain a whole new perspective on understanding. Whole new perspective and understanding, or perspective understanding? What was that? That was perspective understanding. I read that right. Wow. That's an interesting response. Ascendant, I apologize if I gave you a bad impression. I believe my clothes are ready, so I'll be putting them back on now, but you're still wet. You know what? Never mind. I look at her as she gets up and realize the sound of the dryer had stopped. I quick look at my phone to confirm that it had indeed been 30 minutes, though it only feels like a few minutes have passed. As I'm looking at the time, though, I feel a sinister and dangerous presence behind me. Instinctively, I turn around with my arms ready to fight off the threat, but instead, I come face to face with a fully dressed Celeste. Whoa there, what's wrong, Dimitri? Did I startle you? Kinda, but not really. It's difficult to explain. Anyways, how did you get changed so quickly? Anime magic. Quickly? It's been about 5 minutes since I left to put my clothes on. I look at her with a bewildered face, bringing out my phone again to show her that it's only been about a minute, but as I look at the time, I feel a cold chill running down my spine. The clock on my phone shows that it's been 5 minutes, and I find myself slightly dizzy trying to figure out what is going on. I must be really tired to lose my sense of time to this extent, because it's absolutely crazy that what felt like 1 minute was actually 5. How long was I staring at my phone for? But that doesn't make any sense. The time didn't change. Did I doze off? It's her E-power, isn't it? She's using her E-power to somehow manipulate his sense of time. Are you okay, Dimitri? You look a bit worried, scared even. Maybe we should call it a night and I can head back. You seem to be looking a bit unwell. I guess I got a little too carried away earlier with the whole naked couch thing. Sorry. No, it's fine. I see. Yeah, don't worry about it. I guess the rain got to me a bit more than I thought. My sense of time was it going out the window or something. Oh, I see, but I have to ask, what exactly is fine? Hey, don't try baiting out answers while I'm thinking about other things. Bad. I suppose it is. Still, if you're feeling under the weather, maybe you should turn in. I know I came all this way to talk, but maybe your body is trying to tell you something. Yeah, it's telling me not to let strippers into my house after being drenched in rain. I guess so. I suppose I'll be going then. I didn't mean it like that. I mean, you came all this way for what? A 30-minute conversation? I feel bad if you left. I'm sure I'll be good to talk just a bit more. I'll take a moment to try and convince her to stay a bit longer because I feel really bad that she came all this way. Moving along. I try to hold it together, but for whatever reason, I feel my body begin to panic against my own will. I don't even understand why I need to be panicking. Panicking? What is that? But apparently my body has a reason. My heart started to beat faster and all my concentration, yeah. Oh, don't worry. We can always reschedule. Besides, I think I got an idea of how you are as a person now. I think that's a good start to any friendship. Plus, I can drop in whenever since I know where you live now. That's a good point, I guess. Please call beforehand, though. I'm not a fan of unexpected guests. I like to have things scheduled and organized. Sorry if that's a bit troublesome. That's no trouble at all, except for the fact that I don't have your number. Oh yeah, you're right. Here, just type it in and I'll send you a message letter or something. I take the little cell phone, which is a model I've never seen before, and put my number in with my name. Yeah. I'm rushing through it. Her E-voice, E-thing. What is it? The emote? The equip. Yeah, that's it. Her equip. It allows her to manipulate a person's perception of time or hypnotize them or something like that. That's what it is. And as I hand it back, she looks at me with a sparkle in her eyes and put everything back in her pocket. Then she gives me a short salute as she walks off towards my door. I open the door for Celeste and see her out. The sun is starting to set at this point, and with a wave, I return into my apartment. As I close the door, I feel my mind settling and I regain my senses. The sensation of panic starting to finally fade away after a long fight with my conscious self. I don't understand what happened. In fact, I never fell prone to panic attacks. It's almost as like my body was reacting violently to being near a dangerous entity, like I was putting my body in danger. Get it! For the love of Christ! I'll have to, yeah. And he is enthralled. Yay. By the time I finished bathing and getting into my pajamas, the sun had left and night's grass had fully encased the environment around me. As I dried my head with a towel, I still can't help but ponder about what happened to me today. Nothing had happened to make me feel fearful, so it wasn't like I was repressing something. Moving along. All I need to do is just prepare for the first official day of school tomorrow. Okay, we made it. Oh my god. We made it to the end of the demo. We hope you enjoyed it. That's question one, and we hope you're interested to see what happens next. Thank you. I'll be sure to try and find a few secrets we placed in this demo. Hint, patience is the key, and they aren't in the story. Whoopity-doo. Alright. So, let's sum this up. Did I enjoy this demo at all? No. I'm sorry, but I didn't. Well, I understand the points it's building off of, and it could work if there was a change in how the game is processed moving forward. First off, it needs to be heavily edited. I've talked a lot about on the side of the plot editors and the Kindle willing plot fasci. That's what it is. The Kindle willing plot fasci who just stand in the corner with somebody and whack them with a Kindle stick whenever they have a dumb idea. This script needs heavy editing. It's just, by the time interesting stuff happens, I've already checked out because I've had to go through so much BS and so much overwritten monologue that I can't process it anymore. I'm just trying to get it over with. So that's probably the second biggest bane to this is the narrative. The first is that I know it's copying off of some older anime. Again, it could be, because I've seen people rip apart the Asterisk War, and a couple of others that take place in a high school. And maybe it's just that it takes place in some kind of school setting with a bunch of girls and a magical kind of technological device thing where there's presumably going to be a tournament, which they've hinted to in this as well, and the main character is going to be the most powerful of them all and continue to have this harem around him. So maybe it's just that's getting to me. But it's the fact that it's so locked into the tropes with very little variance is problematic. It's just, like I said, you know who the main character is, you know who the best friend is, you know who all of the girls that they introduced are. You know it without being, you know it without having to sit through 10 minutes, 20 minutes of extra dialogue. So that's hurting it a lot. And ultimately, if it goes through a good, heavy rewrite and editing process, and they kind of let their grip loose on some of these tropes, like, why couldn't brown-haired girl here and clearly evil, manipulative girl here just play their cards face up? We know what their character types are. Just play their cards face up. Have them kind of expose themselves just a little bit and give them actual character. Push them outside the tropes and have them be actual characters. Same thing for the Royal Princess President here. Same thing for potential cyborg girl here. Whatever the red eye is. But yeah, they're not characters, they're tropes, and they're so locked in and determined to live through those tropes that you can blaze through this thing without any real interest. You know where they all stack in the grand scheme of things. So hopefully they'll redress that. Again, nice heavy rewrite and editing process on the script. Reconsidering Tyranno Builder because, oh my god, this thing. It crashed on me, like I said a few episodes back, in preparation for another episode that I had to start from the beginning. It still doesn't let me do any preference changes in the game. It just, this is the most I can get, and even then it's just like, how do I go back? There, good. But I can't control the volume through it. I can't control the only thing I control is start and exit, and the stuff on the main menu, that's it. So, it's not exactly feature rich, and in a game in something like this where apparently they're going to have some level of voice acting, you want to have some sort of preference control so that your audience can have it at a level that they can control, and they can have it at their own enjoyment. Otherwise, they're just going to mute the damn thing, and that's going to be it. So, a lot of things to consider. It's currently in its crowdfunding phase right now. The link is in the description box. I do encourage you to play it for yourselves. Decide if you like it or not, and leave the developer feedback and give them whatever assistance you can or you feel is appropriate. But this is it for me. I really, when I got the demo, I said I'm going to knock this out as fast as possible. After the first episode, I said, this is getting knocked out as fast as I can, because I can't keep going through the repetition and the lengthy monologues. I can't. So we knocked it out in a day, and I thank you guys for hanging with me for this one. We do have some fun demos and games that I want to play for you guys coming in the very, very near future. In the meantime, leave a like if you've enjoyed the demo so far. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so, and VNsnow.com. That is VNsnow.com for more visual novel goodness. Until next time.